Guys, the news we've all been waiting for has finally arrived, and it's so much more beautiful than we imagined. Dylan Wang is officially planning to take a 2-month break right after his wedding with Shen, and honestly, my heart can barely handle how emotional this is. Before I break down every single detail, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because trust me, you won't want to miss the updates that are coming as this love story continues to unfold. So let's dive right in. Dylan Wang, the star who stole our hearts as Dylanwang in Meteor Garden, has been working non-stop these past few years. Between dramas, endorsements, magazine shoots, and constant public appearances, it felt like he was always running from one project to the next. And Shen, sweet, grounded, radiant Shen, has been carving her own path too, with dramas, variety shows, and an ever-growing fan base. But now, everything has shifted. Because love, as we know, changes priorities. And after tying the knot in what is already being called one of the most emotional celebrity weddings of the year, Dylan has made the decision to pause his career for 2 months and focus entirely on his new life with Shen. Can we just take a moment to let that sink in? In an industry where schedules rule everything, where stars sometimes don't even take a day off between filming, Dylan is stepping back. Not because of exhaustion, not because of scandal, but because he wants to be fully present as a husband. And honestly, that speaks volumes about the man he has become. Now, let's rewind a little and talk about this wedding, because if we don't, it's like skipping over the best chapter in a book. The wedding was nothing short of magical. A dreamy, intimate ceremony surrounded by family, close friends, and of course, a few lucky fans who managed to catch glimpses from outside. Shen walked down the aisle in a gown that looked like it was stitched from starlight. Delicate, graceful, perfectly her. Dylan, in his tailored suit, couldn't take his eyes off her. You could see it, even from the blurry fan cams, he was completely lost in her, the way he's always been since those early Meteor Garden days. And when they exchanged vows? My goodness, fans online were in tears. Some even said it felt like Dylanwang and Shen had finally reached their happy ending in real life. One fan commented, "This is the wedding we never knew we needed, but always dreamed of." And I couldn't agree more. After the wedding, Dylan's team released an official statement that caught everyone by surprise. It read, "After celebrating his marriage with Shen, Dylan will take a short 2-month break from projects to spend time with his wife and family. We thank fans for their support and ask for their continued blessings." And just like that, the internet exploded. Hashtags like #DylanWang Wedding, #DongShen Forever, and #DylanBreakForLove were trending across multiple platforms. Fans weren't just happy about the marriage, they were deeply moved that Dylan was choosing love and family over career, even if just for a short while. Think about it, how many times have we seen stars rush back to work the day after a life event, as if they're afraid to lose momentum? Dylan's choice sends a different message, that love, real love, deserves space and time. Personally, I think this shows us a side of Dylan we always suspected was there, but maybe never got to fully see. He's passionate, yes, but he's also deeply loyal, thoughtful, and willing to set boundaries for the people he cares about. And Shen? She deserves nothing less. Now, let's talk about the reactions, because oh boy, fans had a lot to say. Some were over the moon, writing things like, "This is the Dylan we love, choosing Shen first, and 2 months of honeymoon bliss, my heart can't take it." Others, of course, were a little dramatic, joking about how they'll survive without new Dylan content for 2 whole months. I saw one fan post, "What am I supposed to do with my life now? Rerun Meteor Garden for the 50th time?" And honestly, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. But beyond the jokes, there was this collective sense of admiration. People weren't disappointed about his break, they were proud. Because it takes courage, in an industry this demanding, to step away and say, "I need this time for me and my family." And if we look at the bigger picture, this moment feels almost symbolic. Dylan and Shen started as 2 young stars thrust together in a drama that became a cultural phenomenon. They navigated fame, rumors, and the endless speculation about their relationship. For years, they were coy, private, careful. And now? They're married. Dylan is taking a break. It's like a full circle moment. A declaration that they're not just idols, not just actors, but real people living a real love story. Some reports even suggest that during this 2-month break, Dylan and Shen might be traveling, maybe Paris, maybe a quiet countryside escape, maybe even a secret honeymoon destination nobody will know about until the photos leak. Others think they might just stay home, nesting, enjoying the quiet moments away from the spotlight. Either way, the thought of them finally having uninterrupted time together is enough to make any fan emotional. And let's not ignore the whispers that this break could also be tied to starting a family. Now, I'm not saying it's confirmed, but you know how fans are. The moment the word break was mentioned, speculation about babies, new beginnings, and family plans started flooding the internet. Now, let me get personal for a moment. When I first saw the news about Dylan's 2-month break, I actually teared up. Because in a way, it reminded me of how important it is to pause for the things that matter most. We live in a world that glorifies hustle, productivity, never stopping. But here's one of the most in-demand actors of his generation saying, wait. Love first. Family first. And that hits deep. It makes you think about how real happiness isn't always about chasing the next project, the next paycheck, the next headline. Sometimes, it's about slowing down, holding the hand of the person you love, and just living in the moment. And I think that's what makes Dylan and Shen so special to us as fans. They've never been just celebrities. They've always felt like real people with real hearts. Their chemistry wasn't just acting, it was genuine connection. And now, years later, that connection has blossomed into a marriage, and soon, into whatever new chapter awaits them during this break. So, what happens after these 2 months? Well, according to insiders, Dylan already has projects lined up for later in the year. But there's a sense that he'll return to work refreshed, recharged, and more grounded than ever. And fans are already preparing to welcome him back with open arms, knowing that he took the time to prioritize what matters most. And as for Shen, well, fans are eagerly waiting to see if she'll join him on screen again someday. Can you imagine the two of them acting together in a new drama, this time as a married couple in real life? The ratings would break records, no doubt. But for now, the world seems content to simply celebrate their love story as it unfolds. Before I wrap this up, I want to say something directly to you guys. Moments like this don't come around often. We've been on this journey since Meteor Garden, through rumors, silence, little crumbs of interaction. And now, we've witnessed a wedding, and we're watching Dylan choose love in the most profound way possible, by giving it his time. So tell me, what do you think about Dylan's decision to take this 2-month break? Do you see it as a romantic gesture, a practical move, or both? Because from where I stand, it's one of the most beautiful statements an actor has ever made about love and priorities. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, because you know the Dylan and Shen story is far from over. If this is what they're giving us now, just imagine what the future holds.